All right, we're good.
Okay, so we're trying this podcast thing for 2018 with the first topic of the new year, with it being 2018. Everyone's looking to be motivated, looking to get a good start on the year. So, looking to get your guys' thoughts on motivation.
I don't know. Like everything I see nowadays on Instagram and everywhere I go, like everyone's like, I need to find motivation. It's a new year. I need to get motivated. But I kind of think it's all bullshit. I don't know. Like, motivation just comes from taking action. Like, I don't feel motivated to do stuff all the time, but I also realize that sometimes you just have to like sack up and do what needs to be done. Like, the alternative is you're just not gonna get what you want. Like, that's the reality of life. What do you think?
I'm the same way about it. Basically, like I feel like when people say they're looking for motivation or they don't have it, basically what you're saying, in my opinion, is that I need to feel like it. When the reality of it is, there are gonna be days where you don't feel like it. I don't feel like coming to the gym every day. I still come to the gym every day. When I feel like it, I crush it. Days when I don't feel like it, I'm still going to do my best to crush it. But like the days where I feel like it, it's like, oh, it's a lot more effortless. I come every day because of habit, not because of motivation, not because of something external. Like I come because it's like what I need to do to become better. So I don't like and motivation. Like if you're looking for external motivation, like get a poster of Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie, Selena Gomez, whoever you need to, and stick it on your bedroom wall. So every time you get up, if you're naked, that person sees you. Like if that doesn't motivate you, like I don't know what else you need for like outside. But for me, waking up and like not seeing the things that I want outside, not seeing having the car that I want, not having the house that I want, like that's motivation enough to get up and make shit happen, you know?
Yeah.
So, you guys talk about just being 1% better all the time. I think that kind of leads into motivation.
Mhm.
So, would you suggest any kind of plan to working towards that 1% better?
I think people get so caught up. Hi, Heather. I think people get so caught up in the idea of that, like, they need to make things happen now.
Mhm.
Or, like, it's like we live in this instant gratification society where people expect what they want, like, yesterday.
Right.
And then they just don't realize that, like, to make what you want happen is, is going to take a lifetime.
Mhm.
Or, more than you think. Like, getting in shape. People want to lose 20 pounds. Or get healthier. Like, you can definitely move forward,
Right.
but the reality is, if there's no like one magic thing that's going to make that happen, but what will make that happen over time and make that sustainable forever is that you just put in a little bit of work every day to move that needle forward.
Mhm.
Right? Down the road, when you step on the scale and you're 20 pounds lighter, you're not going to look back and be like, it was that one workout I did that one time that made that happen. Right? It's going to be basically all the days you like feel like shit and you want to sleep in, that you like drag your butt to the gym and like you make yourself do meal prep and you choose to like eat a home cooked meal versus getting fast food dinner, like that, all those little things that add up. Making those tough decisions when you don't want to, when you purposely choose the harder option versus the simple or convenient option.
Right.
It's that idea of like delayed gratification. I don't know, like, plus then when you get what you want, it's not giving up those what you want long term for what you want in the short term.
Mhm.
A lot of people that struggle with that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I like it. So for me, like I've gotten I've heard the term about like being busy, like with people like having multiple kids or just having a stressful like full-time job or whatever the case may be, and even having those things, like the owner of like a Fortune 500 company is probably out somewhere cheating on his wife right now. Like if they can make time to like do those extracurricular things, you could definitely make time to better yourself. Like it doesn't take 30 minutes on the treadmill. Sometimes it doesn't take an hour to come to the gym. Maybe you have 5 minutes to spare that day. that's fine. Just start a clock. Start banging out some push-ups. Start banging out some air squats or some sit-ups. Like, you're not gonna like build Mount Rushmore in a day. Like, you just have to accept that. But like every little bit, like every little step towards that counts as something. Like, a little is better than nothing, in my opinion, any way you slice it.
Have you ever heard the concept of, like, it's like, think about like when you save your spare change after each day.
Right.
You come home, you empty your pockets, you put some change in a jar.
Mhm.
Right? When you go to cash that big jar of coins in at your bank, you get paid. Right? It might be $50, might be $400, whatever. But the more change you put in, the more you get paid. So the more frequently you can put some money in, whether that means doing a couple push-ups or like hitting the gym and like going ham. When you go to cash that in, whether that means getting on the scale or going to get your physical, or I don't know, just like being a better, more cool human being,
Right.
the more deposits you make, big or small, they all add up. So it's not like you only need to put in like quarters, all those nickels and dimes add up.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds to me like you guys are talking, it's a small step approach where if you want to lose 20 pounds, you have to lose 1 pound first. And
Yep.
if you want to lift 400 pounds, you have to lift 45 pounds first in order to get there.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. How do you run a marathon? One step
Oh
at a
God,
time.
dude, don't run
Exactly.
marathons.
How did you run marathons? Yeah.
I
no
don't run
marathons.
marathons.
Cool.
Brick by
Yeah.
brick.
Yep.
That's how it goes, Steve. So ain't that right?
So I guess now if people have the motivation that they need and they're not getting results or they have like other goals, what do you do to suggest to make a plan to move past that motivation? They're motivated, they're just not getting the results that they want.
I think my guess would be they probably need to take an honest look at like what they're actually doing. Are you telling yourself like, I'm doing everything I can, I'm going to the gym all I can, I'm putting in the work? My intuition would tell me that person's not as honest with themselves with what they're actually doing. If you think about it, getting healthy, getting fit, taking control of your life really kind of comes down to just prioritizing a few key areas of your life. Is your sleep good? Is your nutrition good? Is your physical activity like progressively getting better, right? What metrics are you using to track that stuff, right? Are you getting better? Are your 2K road times better? Are you getting stronger? Are you hitting PRs? Are you getting better range of motion? Even if, like, let's say you're out of shape and like you don't even know what I'm talking about, like maybe you just restoring full range of motion is a stepping stone towards a happier, healthier life.
Right.
Are you mentally like becoming a better person? When was the last time you finished a book or a podcast or something informative? Or are you just spending your time filling your mind with garbage that like detracts from your life?
Right.
Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Like who are the positive influences in your life? Hopefully I'm one of the top 5 in your life.
John Baker.
Diesel and bacon don't count as top 5.
Right.
But it's like if you're like if you're the smartest person in the room, like you need to get in a different room. Like kind of like that mentality. So I don't know, and that can apply to anything, whether it's like fitness, nutrition. Surround yourself with people that are better than you, and you'll naturally up your average.
Right.
So does that answer your question?
I think that answers whoever has that question, absolutely.
Yeah, that's great.
So then if people find consistency, then it'll lead to improvements in other places of their life, like health, if they need to lower their blood pressure.
I think consistency in any aspect of your life is the ultimate key to success.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to be better nutrition, consistently meal prep. If you want to be fitter, consistently work out. Like, it doesn't matter if you do Zumba consistently or CrossFit consistently or like at home workouts. Like, if you just do it consistently, you will see progress.
Yeah.
All right? I don't know, everyone makes a plan like after the fact.
Mhm.
But if you just get better at planning ahead, like, I think that's the key to success, is just like having a plan for like all the things that could go wrong. It's like, what do we know we're gonna need?
Right.
You're gonna need to eat tomorrow. I'm probably gonna want to work out tomorrow too,
Right.
right? So like, let's get those steps done today. Let's remove the obstacles today to make it as easy as possible to do that tomorrow. You know, bring food with you. The more you can cook your own meals, the more you can like shape the path that you want, the easier it's going to be to go down that path. If every meal you get, every time you get hungry, you're like, what should I eat? Because you have no food with you, nothing planned. Like you're just literally kind of reactive to every aspect of your life. It's probably impossible to like be successful.
Right.
Like make it easier on yourself by just like getting after it and attacking the areas of your life to shape the path that you want.
There's an idea that CrossFit basically teaches: mechanics, consistency, then intensity. And I feel like it applies for life as well. Say your goal is to become the best runner you can be. Your goal is to run a 5K. Where the point you are at now, it's like your running form is complete garbage. So like first you want to develop the mechanics. So like the better you develop the mechanics, the less you have to think about it. Then you want to develop the consistency of like doing those mechanics. That way you don't have to think about it. Once the consistency comes there, once you're getting good at like just pose running, or like you're getting good at like doing drills with jump ropes and things of that nature, then you can worry about the intensity. You can go further. You can run 400s. You can run your 600s, your 800s. You can run your 1 miles. Like, it gets easier with time, but you have to start with the mechanics before you go consistency, then intensity. It makes no sense to try to run a 1 5-minute mile if your 400-meter time isn't up to par.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So I think we have.
So that's our take on motivation. All right, it's bullshit. You gotta just do the work. All right, you're not gonna be motivated. Suck it up, Buttercup. Like, if you want to be better, be better. Great coaching advice.
So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and we hope to hear from you all.
Marge actually has a question, so we will, before we sign off, we'll address that. I mean, we have a viewer question, even though this is the first time we're doing
absolutely did not come from me at all.
Someone mentioned it.
Yeah.
Diesel might have
and
said
it
it.
maybe ended up in the suggestion box. So you have the consistency, you have the habit, you have the motivation, but yet your blood pressure is not matching your habits. What are other measurements that you can take to get that blood pressure lower, better?
That just seems like a single metric. I don't know. I don't know. You want to know how to lower your blood pressure, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think a lot of it stems from like, I mean, there's a lot of factors that can be involved in that. Like, how stressed out are you?
How much water you drink?
Yeah, like how hydrated you are.
Salt
You know,
do you intake?
it's my understanding that your blood pressure is just a reflection of how well your body moves blood through your heart, pumps blood through your body, and how efficiently that is. I know I take a ton of caffeine and like plus my like Adderall, and my blood pressure is typically like 108 over 60. Like it's low.
Party.
Like I chalk that up to fitness because it should be like 200 over like 110. But I think if you're stressed, like what methods do you have to like relax? You know, like you probably, if you wanted to do blood tests, you could look at like cortisol levels. Like what things in your life create anxiety? Like where's your mind at? I know we were joking earlier about like just do things that like make you super peaceful, like get laid, go for walks. I don't know, like just stuff that like puts you in a good mood. So like it lowers that stress, lowers that anxiety. You know, what things are you doing to de-stress in your life right now?
Reading books, trying to sleep as much as possible.
Yeah, those work.
We'll start there.
We did that like, what was that thing we did, like the 5-minute breathing or flow, or it's almost like corpse pose in yoga, but no, like 5-minute like mindful practice where you just kind of like close, diaphragmatic breathing, box breathing, where we just kind of close our eyes and tempo breathing. You know, 3-second breath in, hold for 3 seconds, 3-second breath out, 3-second hold. You know, do that for 5, 10, 15 minutes, being mindful of your thoughts. I know Mark Divine in the Way the Seal book talks about like Like still waters run deep, I think is
Right.
like the practice, or having like a mind gym, like this image in your head of like what your gym looks like. Kind of got the nuts and bolts back there, but like in your mind, you create this gym and make that image as vivid as you can, so that like that's your like sanctuary, that's your place. The Mark Divine one, I think he talks about like laying at the bottom of a pool or like a river, and like looking up through the water, and like just watching the water pass you by. And I know I've done it in the past where I get that image where I'm just like laying at the bottom of a pool and I'm like looking up out of the water, and what's going to happen is like your mind will try to preoccupy you, and like all these ideas will flow up. I've got an appointment later, or I got to do this, or like what would happen if whatever. You know, and the idea is to like draw your attention back to the idea of that laying at the bottom of that pool. And it mentally, it's hard. It takes practice to like draw your mind back to that, but it not only helps you build focus, but allows you to like get control over your thoughts, which will ultimately help you be able to control your emotions, which anxiety and stress is all related to that. So having that daily practice of maybe just like starting with a few minutes and then building that up over time. I've had times where I've done it for 10 minutes, and when I get up, I feel like I slept for 3 hours, and I'm just like, it's like I slept for 3 hours, I just got laid, like I'm just happy, like everything's like my whole body's reset, like life is good, and I don't know, like the reset buttons, I'm rebooted and like ready to kick ass and take names.
I think that's a good place to start for me. Look at stress levels and or whoever had the high blood pressure that asked the question. Look at stress levels and move from there.
Yeah, I mean, nutritionally, like if you have a lot of salt, that's gonna cause your blood pressure to be up. Anything like alcohol, sugar, is gonna make you retain water. That's gonna drive your blood pressure up. I'd imagine like anything that's gonna raise cortisol in your body, like not sleeping that well, would affect that. I don't know. I mean, there's so many like interconnected pieces that can impact that. I don't know. I think ultimately like getting fitter helps not only reduce your stress, but like improves your body's ability to physiologically work better. Yeah. I think that's why my blood pressure is so low. I'm sure there's like genetic pieces to it, to some degree. You know, like I'll reserve my opinions on that. You know, everything's I think you have the ability to prove everything in your life, genetic or not. You know, and knowing this viewer the way I do, like my intuition would tell me that they might psychologically like amplify up some of these concerns unnecessarily. So yeah, just go get laid and chill out. Smoke some weed or something. I don't know, like
Best advice I've ever gotten.
have like a pot brownie and just chill the fuck out. Life is good. Like life is good.
It's what you make it.
We're too young to have like real problems, or like
That's
things that need to
true.
be like stressed out about. Like we got our whole lives to live. So cool. All right. Well, does that answer your question?
It asks and answers
Does that
the
answer
viewer's
that? Does that answer the viewer's question? All right.
It sure does.
Cool.
Okay.
We had a lot of fun doing this. If you like this or learned something or got some value of it, leave a comment below. If you have some questions that you want us to talk about or some ideas that we could talk about, we'd love to do that. And hopefully we can all educate, entertain, inspire, and have some fun together. So thanks for the last 19 minutes of your life. Hopefully you enjoyed it. All right, thanks. Bye.